Okay, guys, good morning. Saturday edition of Getting Some Painting Done. Well, the brightness is messed up on that, or what is it? We zoomed in too much? Let's see. I gotta make this bigger. There we go. Oh, yeah, it was zoomed all the way in. Let's mess with this brightness. There we go. Exposure locked off. All right. Filming some simple painting. Take 2. Action. Okay, so we're working on some Polish Nights. This is the last guy we did the other day. Really, it's already glitchy sounding. Don't make me switch to mobile because I will. Something must be going on in the morning. Oh well. Hopefully you guys can put up with it. Well, it's going to be a problem because this is my painting time. This is when everybody's asleep. So hopefully the audio is still coming in fine, but I don't know what's going on. There we go. That's a little better. All right. Let me try one thing. And that is, let me close. It's never been an issue before. It means I won't be able to flush people down the toilet. We better not do that. Let me close this window. If somebody misbehaves, starts spamming, I have to go open up windows and stuff to do it. I don't think that's what it is, but we'll see. Good morning, Menal. Good morning to you, sir. Bonjour. Get in here before all the French haters get in here. I told you this story. I think you've heard it before. I had a good friend of mine who hated everything French, and he didn't know a single Frenchman. I mean, I don't get it. I know what the reason is. It's the same reason it's going to happen in this country. You know, they were a big powerhouse in the world, and then they're not anymore as much. It just depends who you come in contact with. I've come in contact with, in real life, probably three people that are from France. I don't have a problem with any of them. You know? I don't. People are the same no matter where they're from. There's bad people everywhere. But I said, I only dislike comment allez-vous? I only don't like the French when they're fighting my Spanish. Other than that, I'm okay. I have 2 French armies and a couple more if I get around to it, for sure. And I can read some stuff in it. Not really, but I can make out what it is. It's not like it's another alphabet. I can't handle the other alphabets. Okay. Next night. Next night is going to be the same pose. And I did do some research this time. So, since I had almost a week to mess with this, I have had time. Let me open up another window. And this shouldn't slow it down. This was not very consumer of different things. Let me go to my Pinterest page where I have created let's see here. Let's go here. And I only use it because I can access it from all different places. And I don't like when I find something, it's a pain to upload it and things like that. But um, no, that's not the one. Let's go back here. Here. There we go. Okay, so I actually found on Pinterest there's somebody decided to do like a three-part series. See, can I show this to you guys? I think I can. I think I can. This guy on Pinterest, except I can't have this open in the screen, so hopefully you guys can see it. But there's actually a guy who did the banners of all the Polish forces at the Battle of Grunwald / Tannenberg. So it's Tannenberg for almost everybody knows it as Tannenberg, but the Poles call it Grunwald, and that's actually one of the series there. And the sky that I did was this one, just happened to be that fellow right there, and his name is, I'll take my glasses off to do that. Piotr. So Peter. We're going to anglicize this so everybody can follow along. Peter of Charbinowie. And he's apparently in the center of the Polish army in the Kujawian district. So I wanted to do a blue knight next. And I don't know if that turned out or not. I couldn't see it at both of us at the same time. But we're going to do a knight that is in the same area. Actually, we're not going to do that. I changed my mind, and the reason why I'm going to change my mind is I could see those guys potentially be on the same stand, and this guy, this particular knight I'm going to paint next, is not going to be on the same stand as him. So we're going to save that blue one for another blue guy that's going to be on the same stand as him. How about that? I'm trying to use some logic to this. So we're not going to do that. For this one, we're going to do, he's also going to be blue though. We're going to use a guy that is all the way on the other end. I don't want to use a bullhead. We already have a thing going on there. Let's use this guy that has a crescent and a star over him. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I'm not putting a whole lot of thought into it, but I'm putting some thought into it. ¿Cómo está? Bien? Muy bien? I am muy bien, definitely. So, even though I've gotten like 4 hours of sleep, maybe less. Sleeping's for people that don't want to get shit done. So last night we had a battle night on Friday night, and I'm doing something I've never done before. And what that is I filmed a battle, I've edited it, and it's going to have to go, it'll have to get crunched down after this video, because I didn't want to start this video at 8. That's about what it's going to take. We have a series of battles that's just 4 hours short. And the other thing is, I hope you guys check it out, because other than it being themed, it was a suggestion by somebody else. So this person contacted me and said, hey, I'd like for you to do a battle about such and such. And he gave me some matchups. And it was a good idea. It wasn't like, we take everybody's ideas. Well, I've taken everyone's ideas that they've sent me suggestions, because it's the first suggestion I've ever gotten. So I hope you guys check it out. It's something we haven't done before. It's 4 battles, and maybe it will encourage you guys to say, hey, Tony, I wish you would do this. And it's got to be a good suggestion, though. We're not just going to take, want you to play battles that have all knights in them or something like that. I don't know. Or every unit's a knight or something like that. This is some matchups and and I'm really glad he did. We had one hell of a good time playing it last night, just Mitch and I, and so that will be on later on today, hopefully, unless something really strange happens. But the video's already edited, picked the music for it, and just a matter of when we're done painting, we'll start crunching that. Because I can't crunch it while I'm filming. It's kind of incompatible. So we're going to use kind of a mid-range blue here for this. And we're going to paint all the horse trappings in that color. You know how some people say, hey, send me my suggestions. I've never done it. I don't like the suggestion. What's the thing that people like to say? Good morning, Stellar. Jean Cartier. Or would that be Jean Cartier? What is the saying that people use? Something along the lines of, if you have any suggestions or a way I could make the video better, please send them. And I hate those because you're basically asking somebody that doesn't do anything, that's done has invested nothing in your video to bitch about how your video isn't perfect. And they're a pain in the ass to do. And I could make better videos, but then you guys would get drastically less of them. And you're running the risk of me getting burned out on it because I got to the point where I was making videos that were getting better and better and better. And then they stopped being fun. They created, it wasn't that they took so long to edit. I actually welcome that. I don't welcome is that I'm being punished by the video not being able to upload. To crunching, tying up my phone for a whole weekend. Actually, there's one incident in, let's see, we were traveling. So it was over New Year's before the pandemic. So it was like New Year's of 2019, I think is what it was, that I almost didn't do any more videos because the crunching, I had to, it was taking like 8 hours at a time and it would fail. It failed like 5 times in a row before. Not sure exactly what I did with that video. That video may have never posted. I think I've only not posted one video, and it was because of that. Tying up my entire phone, and I didn't have a computer at the time. And anyhow, so I don't want to make videos better because it means I'm going to get frustrated with the process, and I'm going to stop filming videos for you guys. So, first somebody's like, oh, the videos are too short, so you shorten them. And then, oh, wait, can you show the armies? Okay, so we show the armies. And you add all this stuff to it and all this modification. The next thing you know, I'm spending my whole time trying to perfect a video that's never going to be perfect. And yeah, I don't want to get burned out. So my number one enemy is don't get burned out doing this. And I may actually do some artistic license on this guy. Because all it is a crescent upside down with a little star on it in yellow. So my initial thought is make the entire night blue. And now I'm thinking, since there's basically a split here, make the back half yellow. Because I don't want to quarter it again. That's getting old. I don't want to do that with every single symbol. Let's do his let's do this. So I really dislike, and I've seen people do it, and I think maybe it's just human nature. That's what they think that you should do is any comments or suggestions. I said, well, you're just inviting people to never be happy. And there's some people that are just never happy. Like, you need to do this, you need to do the other thing, you need to do the other thing, you need to, and I'm like, just like the people, hey, you got this wrong, you got this wrong. Well, you make your own damn videos. Then, if you're such a genius, I'm just here to have a good time and stay motivated to paint and be creative, which is what I'm all about. It's about creativity for me. As this one guy at work used to say, it's about releasal. This guy had a fetish with saying that. So I don't really welcome comments or suggestions that are just make this better, because that's just gonna. But I do welcome if you got any cool ideas, like why don't you guys now keep in mind this is a benign dictatorship, so we don't necessarily take your suggestion, but this particular gentleman had a really good one, and if it's something we're interested in as well, you know, that's what we're going to do. Where the back of it's going to be in yellow. Let's go ahead and get that to the basic level. And I don't do that on other people's pages either. I don't go and, assign them homework. You know, you get what you get and you don't get upset. There may be a kind of video that, hey, why don't you guys do some World War II gaming? No. No, I don't have time for that. And we still get shit wrong in this game, and we play this game a lot. I mean, like a lot. Good morning, Mr. Dirk. We didn't do, I almost said top of the morning. We didn't do a St. Patrick's theme. I had nothing to drink on St. Patrick's Day. Shame on me. It's on the wrong day of the week. And I don't have a drinking problem, so, I ended up going to the gym and went to bed early. Because I knew that last night was going to be a damn near an all-nighter. And it damn near was. So, just check out that video. The video should be out sometime today. I just didn't want to start the painting session at 8:30 in the morning. That's what it would have turned into. And I've been wanting to paint this guy for days now. All right, we're going to go yeller with the back. And one thing that I read when I was reading about this Polish heraldry is there was lots of guys that had similar Polish heraldry that weren't necessarily part of the same family. No, that's don't stand too close to the fire. You're family. This might just be one of those guys. He's got the same symbol, the same icon, but he's not that exact same guy. I could just make up my own heraldry, but I'm just not interested in doing that. I want things to have, somebody that's looked at stuff and go, oh, that looks kind of, like if you look at like Polish heraldry, it's nothing like English heraldry. I mean, you could at a glance, you could look at like a whole series of shields and go, no, that's not. A few maybe, but generally speaking, that's not a thing. So yeah, it takes a couple of coats of these yellow-based colors. Even if I mix it with brown, it's not a problem. I paint really thin anyways, so me and yellow and I are just fine. Most of the time it's taken up by, I wonder who I'm going to do next. But I did get some good Polish shields, and Hopefully we can knock this guy out today. Let's put it that way. Didn't know there was that many fans of Polish stuff. I had no idea. And unfortunately, although this guy may look pretty cool, he's still glossy-ish, because he hasn't been sealed. So we're not going to seal him up until all the nights are done. But and on one hand, you on one hand, thinning this paint down may not be a good idea, but on the other hand, the fact that I am thinning it down means that it's going on really smooth. So it doesn't matter if I had 48 coats. So, if you do have any suggestions for future battles that you want us to do, then send me a message, send me an instant message. Don't put it right there on in the general comments, because then it's going to pull the discourse of whatever the video is in a different direction. And it's hard to follow and stuff like that. Just send me, hey, you guys thought about doing such and such. And now, with that said, the next 3 sessions that Mitch and I get together on our own, which is not every time, but the next 3 times Mitch and I get on our own, we're booked. We got other things planned. So we have this suggestion, and then there's 3 other things that we're going to do next. So don't be in a hurry to send us something. And like Monday we're going to film. It won't be just Mitch and I. So it won't be one of those 3 things that we were planning on doing. And one of the things we also did, for those of you guys that enjoy going to Historicon, we did kind of decide what we're going to run at this year's Historicon. So if you guys plan on going this year, things are looking likely for us to go and stay going. Then there'll be lots of DBA. There'll be lots of DBA. 9 games of DBA to be exact. So okay, let me get that. Let me pull that up so I can have it there next to me. Got it. And it's a 6-pointed star. Yeah. I don't know what you call that star. It's not a Star of David, and it's a 6-pointed star. It looks like an asterisk. Okay. Let's get the star in the right place first. Let's see if I can do this without switching the zoom. It's not super noticeable right now. I just don't want to go and tinker with the camera. It's going to slow down the whole process. Okay, let's go to the other side. And I'm kind of off to a late start, only because I had to edit the video this morning. I want to start uploading as soon as I'm done here. So. Oh shit! I'm doing this guy in Ukrainian colors. This is not that kind of channel. Okay, get the basics of that. And the basics of that. So we've got some basic shapes there, basic shape there to build upon. Okay, so I've got everything kind of in where I needs to be to start the process, so I don't start making something really oblong looking. And I've just learned that from trial and error. I've been like, oh man, this looks great, but I didn't take care and I didn't put it in the center. All right, this thing was already starting to misbehave. Okay. So what's the talking thing this morning going to be? Movies? I got done watching Apocalypto. Couldn't go to sleep last night, so I finished it. And it's funny because there's only one thing I remember about the movie, and that was the kind of the ending. That was one of the only two movies I can think of that my whole family watched together. Well, my wife doesn't count. She would have. My wife does not do anything even remotely action oriented. I think she would have. We'd have to take her to the hospital. She had to see that movie. That would have been a bad one for her to. I always say she doesn't do action movies and stuff, and that would have been just about the worst movie I could have suggested for her to see. But that's the only movie I remember other than Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That's the only one I can pick that I can think of that my family and I, and my family I mean myself, my brother, my mom, and my dad, ever went to the movie theater and watched together. So we saw one movie together in 1990 and another one in 2004. All right, time to build a blue up. Now we have enough of this. Let's see, with glasses on, can I? Let's see if this gets the point across. There's that, and then there's that. Now the back is going to be, I'm not going to mirror image and do it in blue because I've never seen this symbol in blue. You don't want a blue star. I think it might be like a bad omen or something. All right, let's build the blue up. And we're probably going to have to use some of this detail brush here. Enikaru. Well, hold on, I said it wrong. En, Enki. Why am I having so much problem with your thing before? Enkinaru. Welcome. Welcome back. I wonder what determines the color of your icon. Like yours happens to be like almost white. And then sometimes, somebody will, some of you guys create your own icons. I think I have one. It depends if you've got like a picture, I guess, on YouTube. But I wonder what determines what color it is. They just, maybe S is always green and F is always red or something like that. Good morning to you. Lots of fans of the Poles, I guess. Maybe you guys live in parts of the world where there's Polish people. Here in the South, nobody knows who they come from, for the most part. They've got big communities of other ethnicities and stuff up north. I understand, but in the South, everybody's a mutt. They don't know who they come from. Well, I know who I come from, but I'm just talking about regular people on the street. They don't stick to just one thing. So I find it very strange when you go to a city and, oh, this is where all the Polish people are. I'm like, what? All together? Instead of being intermixed? Kind of strange, or Russians or what have you. Well, I don't live in a big city, so fortunately. Now let's do a little test, and let's add some white over here. Let's add a little bit more. And let's do a test. At one point, I'm going to start deviating from this. Add a little bit more blue. And then we'll start adding white. Slavic, welcome. I like your job today. Yes, your people. Yeah, you're one of three dedicated Poles. There might be other Poles, but there's three of you guys that I know that are Polish that watch my channel. So welcome. Your people. I hope they do well in battle when the Moldavians call on them to help out. If not, their equipment will at least look cool. Yeah, there's a little thing called die rolls, and sometimes they like to misbehave, so. All right, we're here. Let's just go the full blue, and let's see we're going to add some white to it, so. And these guys are going to look so much better sealed. Man, the sealing is it's just the magic part. Then the colors of Ukraine, or IKEA. Is there IKEA stores all over the world? Or is that just a US thing? Well, no, they have them in Mexico. Well, they have one in Mexico. I was telling these people that are friends of ours who were visiting from Mexico, and just telling them about the stuff that I bought there. And because this table's from there, and my display thing is from there. And they're like, oh, we don't have that in Mexico. And I said, I bet you do. And yeah, they got one in Mexico City. They will do it in battle. Just keep all the alcohol hidden. I don't remember the last time I played a gay. No, I don't remember the last time I played a game of DBA and drank and had, a beverage, an adult beverage. We're always playing late and it makes me sleepy, so it's not a good combination for me. Except whiskey. Whiskey somehow keeps me awake. Maybe I'll have a drink on Monday. Marty's coming over. We got kind of some theme battles, and it should be 4 of us. So we'll see how that goes. And for those of you guys that didn't see earlier in the programming, we did do a battle game last night, just Mitch and I, on someone's suggestion, and which was actually really nice. I actually appreciated that. If somebody went and contacted me and said, hey, since you're doing this, you guys ever think about doing maybe these matchups? And they're all related, and you guys will see it later on today. I thought they turned out, they were a hoot to do. I knew they were going to be fun, and they turned out to be more fun than I even thought they were going to be. So that's always nice. Unfortunately, we have to do a lot of those things with morphed figures. So in other words, there are armies that we didn't have. So this may end up looking kind of like the color of blue jeans, but that's okay. What do you got here? IKEA is everywhere. Okay. Well, I don't mind. The thing is, they don't have everything, but if you find something there, at least here in the States, the price of it is reasonable. And it's not necessarily made in China. It's like this table wasn't made in China. I don't remember where it was made, because I look for that stuff now. And but that bookcase is actually made in Italy. Or it's just particle board, but so they just, I guess, eliminate the middleman and give you better prices. All right, not going to look like much because I still got to build it up. Denim Night, yeah. I'm not going to zoom in right now. That's going to take time. What did we say this guy's name was? Still have the Pinterest up? I do. Pazosh? Oh dear God. Bistrozanowski. Bistrozanowski. Panos Bistrozanowski. Or somebody of his family. Hey, I've never known anybody that's Polish, so I'm doing the best I can. In Poland, IKEA is treated as a god choice for young couples, first flat. A good choice for young couples, first flat. Okay, so like beginning furniture stuff. Okay. I just don't understand why any like their couches and stuff, they're like a foot off the ground. Maybe I should get one of those to paint. It's even lower. This thing's like 18 inches off. If it was like 15, it'd be even better. Good job with the Herald Kudos. Well, I want to make your people proud. That goes for everybody. Whatever nationality I'm painting, I want to do a good job with them. What's the point in, making certain people look crappy? It doesn't make any sense, Even if I was painting nefarious people, I want them to look good. Mitch's first army he ever bought was Polish. Well, he doesn't paint. So people that don't paint have to buy whatever's being sold. So if you're trying to sell something, if you're not selling something, you can't buy it. And this person just happened to be selling an early Polish army. Otherwise, I would have already had it by now. I would have had those guys because I like the troop makeup of the early Poles. And it's one of his favorite armies. So I paint very thin. The advantage of that is I can put lots of layers and you can't see them. And also, they blend good from one color to the other. You don't have super defined, which I don't mind super defined sometimes. Let's take a look at this. See if that comes out okay. Obviously the yellow on it is going to pop up more. It's just there kind of to, God, I wish it didn't look so damn glossy. Let's do one of these. Let's bring this up. Eve of the Great Unwashed tournament here in Goldburn. Yeah, I thought when you guys were posting, there were results, not who signed up for what. I'm like, holy cow, the early Libyans won? Well, I guess they still could win, but my money's not on them to win. And then one level back is this one. So let's bring this up to the same level. I'm doing a Hordes themed tournament out there in Australia. Well, tomorrow you'll be able to check out our new video there. The one that we filmed last night that I'm not going to give away what it is other than it was, I think it's worth watching. I thought the battles were going to be good, and they just turned out all but one. One battle sucked, but you played 4, so, 1 out of 4. And what makes a sucky battle? One where it's not a nail biter. Where something doesn't go right for one side. Doesn't matter whether you win or lose. At this point, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It matters that people were entertained. All right, now we get into the tricky bit. I think we're going to add a little bit more white. Let's add some more substance to this. Let's add more of this blue, and let's lighten it up more. I spent way too long doing the red on this on the other night, but I guess it turned out okay. People seem to like it. People have a thing for the Polish Knights. I don't mean to say that it's displaced, but I'm just kind of surprised. Vision's a bit jerky. Yeah, I don't know why the resolution's crap. So Friday night series of games. Yep, it was actually a suggestion somebody sent in. So I didn't ask for suggestions, but I got one. Hey, if it was a crappy suggestion, we wouldn't have done it. Because we've got our work cut out for us. The next 3 sessions that Mitch and I get together, we already know what we're going to do. If it's just him and I, you start adding too many people to it. And actually, last night, Mitch did a really good job of explaining stuff. I think he did a good job of explaining things like I do. Giving away his options. I like doing that. I'm still playing my own game, so I don't care that I may be giving information to the enemy or something. I think it helps. It helps me at least process what my options are. So, and it's better than just sitting there quietly, and then you make a move, and it's got to be better for the viewer. All right, let's lighten this up a little bit. Let's add more substance here. There we go. We got to go light with this. We got to go easy with this color. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Let's tone this down a little bit. All right, I'm going to do a tiny little bit of that color that was too much. Let's lighten this up a little bit. You know, I don't know how these guys are going to do in battle, but at least I can make them look good while they're getting their ass beat. I mean, you know, I'd rather them look good than them do well, honestly. All right. Now let's go ahead and bring the yellow up to snuff. Let's bring the yellow up to where it needs to be. Let's catch it up, so to speak. We don't need to use this very specific brush. Oh, do I need more coffee? I think so. I'll be right back. Let's most important thing, knights catwalk before battle. Yeah, I love painting knights. I detest how they behave. I detest that advancing thing. Their number against it's just their number against foot is they're too easy to get blown away by bow fire. That doesn't mean I'm not going to build any more knights. I'm just, I've been left hanging by them so many times, countless times. But they look awesome. They're fun to paint. They're fun to do the research on the heraldry and stuff. You know, I never even considered for a moment to be one of those people that's like, I'll just build some generic knights and I can use them for every army. What's the point? The whole point is to paint guys that, the whole point for me is to paint, guys that look individual to this particular, whoever these guys happen to be. So I don't want to use generic knights for Polish knights. What's the point? What's the point in having all this really cool heraldry and you paint everybody the same? You know? It's like being a chef and then eating microwave meals. What's the point? That's the ticket. I'm actually going to do something a little different. See if I can get away with this. Let's try. Field drab. 6 folks on here. How the hell have we been on here an hour? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Let's get some field drab. Let's put yellow with that. Okay. Nah, I don't want that one. This field drab's covering pretty well, that's why. And I'm just going to lighten this up anyway, so we're going to eventually add white to it. Or maybe that that golden yellow that's anything golden. Anything but golden. There we go. Anything but golden. The IKEA Knights. Let's add more of this to this. Knights that say IKEA. Yeah. This starting to look good. All right, let's rinse this out. I'm gonna do some detailing with this one here. This is the Zen brush. Well, supposedly a US brush. We will see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Me likey. Let's let me mix some white up and see what we're looking at. Let's go to the pure yellow. It's kind of lemony looking. I'm actually okay with that. Let's add a little bit more yellow to it. Uh-oh, I got a dissertation. Let me read that here. Oh my, I just found some incredible work. People looking some info for Grunwald. Yep, I actually have a whole series of a bunch of heraldry, and there is a lot. There's a lot on Polish Knights. Oh yes. Hot freaking damn. Oh yeah. Man, it looks good. Oh, let's be humble. Not run your mouth until I'm done with them. That first one came out great. I'll have to show you guys what I mean. Sitting my leg, man. That's not. I'm gonna be hating life. Let's see here. Oh, frick yeah. Who the hell would want to use decals? I don't want to use decals. I'll show you guys after what I'm talking about here. Let me just do this last one. And I think a big part of it is this liquid, because it keeps the paint from sticking and, like, getting glops and stuff on it. It's a big part of it. Patience is the big part too. And cars are loud on the road today. Now we just got to do the back. Freak, that looks good. All right. I like it when I've been painting this long and then things turn out better than I expect them to. I have high expectations. Let's see. Let's make sure. This is why I paint knights. Even though they behave like dumbasses. I'm not touching the blue. I'm leaving the blue exactly how it is. I'm not going to touch it anymore. To quote Patrick Henry, give me decals or give me death. No, I can do this. I shouldn't be using decals. And I don't like how the little Big Man Studios decals get applied. They're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But my Byzantines won't have decals. Okay. Hot. Yeah, you're hot for Polish Knights. I want your people to look good. I want everybody's people to look good. I love the way my Turks turned out. I love the way my Desert Nomads, the Courage turned out, the Irish. Yeah. Okay. I think it's time to do the yellow on the back. Use a bigger brush for that one. Get in here all lemony. Oh yeah. This kind of stuff sets me up to have a good day the rest of the day. You do something and then, you just feel positive. This is my yoga. This is my freaking yoga. One more. We can do a little bit more. We can do a little bit more. There we go. Now, let's make sure it's thinned. Hot damn. I need just paint nights from now on. I know I hate how they behave. Yeah, just wait till this is sealed. I'm gonna break my rule today. I'm gonna break my rule. I'm gonna get this night done, and I'm gonna seal both of these. I want to see what these guys look sealed. I can't wait to paint 7 other guys. I gotta see what these jokers look like sealed. All right, it's metal time. Metal. Get your metal out. I've been known to use Little Big Man Studios as a guide, then paint over them. Well, the other thing is you're doing 28s dirt, so the margin of error on 28s is much larger than 15s. It's just, the problem with them is you can't slide them. That's it. That's the only problem that I have with them. They're beautiful. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just, I wonder why they went that method and not water slide. It's just very, very, it's stressful. For somebody who's an experienced painter, I'm not expecting to have that kind of stress. If I was a sadist, I'd be like, hey, let me paint a 28 millimeter figure, see how it turns out. But I don't want to give away 12 hours of my time, That's what it would end up being. The face, man, I could spend a lot of time on a 28 millimeter face. A lot. I could see that. All right. We better use this brush here. Let's go ahead and do the chainmail stuff. So we're going to take this metallic, I forget what it is. Is it lead belcher that they put in there? I need to go to the hobby store and just buy one of these. It's not watered down. It just seems like it makes a mess. Lead belcher, yeah. You need to buy a full strength lead belcher. Hobby store. Who am I kidding? Game shop. There's no more hobby stores. Hobby stores don't carry that stuff. Oh shit. I just had an epiphany. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Because it's too freaking cool not to do this. Hold on to your hand grenades, folks. We're going to do one of the things that I enjoy doing more than anything else when I'm painting nights. And I've only done it a few times because I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to overdo it, but This guy better be a badass in battle. That's all I'm saying is because we're going to deck this guy out in some cool gear for sure. And this is an old ass figure. This is a figure that nobody gives two shits about. They haven't been made in a long time. And when they were made, nobody really cared about him. He's an unloved, unwanted figure. So let's give this Joker some glory. I was going to put some chainmail, put a little bit of a blue tint to it. Trying to find a use for that gunmetal color, which is damn near useless. Let's get underneath his chin. Rinse that little bit of blue off. Yeah, we got my juices flowing now. Now I'm not falling asleep. Which is actually probably pretty amazing. Let's do the tip. Nothing but the tip. Nothing but the tip. Okay. And we're going to null oil this. That just gives it a little bit more depth. While we're null oiling that, let's paint his helmet. And we're going to split his helmet. And half of it's going to be yellow, and the other half is going to be blue. And the yellow half is on the side of the blue shield. And that'll help make it pop. I love doing that. It's so freaking cool looking. I don't care if this guy didn't do that in real life. He's fancy. All right, let's do the yellow. I'm not even going to mess with that darker one. The darker color. We're going to go ahead and use this drab right here. And just to be a little bit different, I'm not going to use this same yellow. How about them apples? It's going to paint different on metal. Do you want to use the Games Workshop one? Games Workshop one's almost the same color as this Phoenix Flames. Let's use this right here. Takes an accomplished artsy painter to do heraldry and shields by hand. Decals transfers for those of us who are all thumbs. In Ancients, it's all about the shields. Just sent me a pic of some of my shields. Oh, I'll check that out. Well, I'm not good at everything. We're all specialized. There's lots of things I'm not good at. I'm not good at cooking. I could be good at cooking, but who wants to spend that much time messing around with that? That's wasteful. I'd be good at cooking because I appreciate busy things. It's not like I want to eat thick of potatoes, you know. Things that involve balance. I'm not a clumsy person. Yes, see, this yellow is a tiny little bit different. Well, it went on different when I put it on the helmet. That's the backstory of the color. Stuff like ice skating and stuff. I tried to do that. I tried to put on skates a few years ago, and I was like all thumbs. And it used to be okay, but again, it's a skill you don't practice. And, you know, as you get older, even though I never feel old, I never go, man, I hate feeling 50. I don't know what 50 is supposed to feel like. I don't feel old. What is yellow's taking up a big area? I don't care. Paper's cheap. Oh, let's not do that. Hold on. Let's start out a little bit more basic. All right, we're going to split his helmet. Let's go a little bit darker, actually. My Burgundians have a few guys like this, and I freaking love them. My Hungarians have a couple guys with painted helmets, too. And I'm getting a thrill out of painting these. I don't want to say shitty, okay? Because however sculpted these figures are, they're better than I could do with the little bit of practice I have. But people aren't exactly jumping for joy painting these guys. Tripping over themselves, not jumping for joy. They're not exactly tripping over themselves looking for these guys to paint. I just happen to have them. I had them, these probably came from some grab box that I got at a flea market 10 to 15 years ago, and nobody loved them. And nobody loved them because they were all the same pose. And it's hard to do knights that are all the same pose because everybody's different. So you just mix them in with other figures, man. They don't have to be exactly the same size. They work just fine. Whoop! Too much. Well, that was loud. I don't want to. I don't want to wake the ladies up. Put my ass to work, then. Maybe a touch of white, a touch more white, a touch. Oh yeah, let's do the same thing with blue. Yeah, not everybody's good at everything. We've all specialized to some degree. Hopefully, you guys are good at something. It's funny. I always call this technique when I was first started. I always call this technique blending. Well, the blending happens here. It doesn't happen on the figure. I always called it blending. need to stop what we're doing right now and do the null oil so we can keep plowing through. Le non oil. Ian, welcome. Top of the morning to you. It's funny. That's how I woke up the girls the other morning. I'm not even Irish. I'm honorary Irish. Let's put it that way. Actually, I don't know that I know any Irish people, like Irish people. I'm not trying to avoid anybody. Just trying to think, who the hell is Irish? All the gamers here all seem to be Germans. German background. Okay, now we can. It makes a little bit of a difference. If you compare the two side by side, this is probably a step I could skip, is not do the null oil, but I bought this stuff. I might as well use it. All right, back to where we were. As we were. Oh, I guess I probably shouldn't have that. There we go. Right, we got this the standard blue color. Now, I'm not going to highlight this thing with white because I don't want it to look the same. I want it to be blue, but I don't want it to look the same as the trappings on the horse. So let's come up here and grab this super sky blue. Oh, it's not super sky blue, it's just sky blue. Yeah. Underside of the RAF planes. You're good at expanding the lead pile, less good at shrinking it. Well, I've been buying a few things lately, but it's to get rid of some of them. So, I paint 8 of my pile, but then I buy 8. That's fine, as long as it doesn't get any bigger. Just think of it as different options I have. All right, let's duck egg blue. Well, this is paint on this helmet, not linens. We're going to leave this as is. We want it to look a different blue. All right. Let's see if we can get a close shot in here. Yeah, the yellow looks almost chalky. That's what I want. Yeah, and it looks better in real life than it does in that picture. Hopefully when I take some photographs, it'll make this guy look good. I love this. I love the fact that this is an old ass figure. An old ass, old school one piece figure. Oh, I'm breaking my own rule. Not really, but not really a hard, fast rule. Let's highlight with this. I have some 15 millimeter figures I bought 40 years ago. I haven't gotten around to painting yet. I can't have figures that old. I can have stuff that's maybe 35 years old. 35 years old. Maybe 30 is more realistic. It's not old enough. No point in getting rid of them. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants to pay shipping on them. And that's not getting any cheaper. And it's only going to get worse. Nobody wants to pay for shipping on stuff. All right, what color lamps did we do on this other one? I did think we did an off-white because there's some white in there. No, I want a light color. Let's see what buff looks like. I don't want it to be the same yellow too. That's a bit much. But buff is about right. Actually, the nice thing about these older figures is they're not just like have tons of tiny little details I have to paint, and that's time consuming. That's lots of other different steps and shit like that. So, all right, I'm good with black as the darkener. We're gonna put it out here. And I think I'm actually going to make this a white horse, because that'll provide nice contrast underneath the blue. Yep, that's how we make decisions, on a whim. Paint what you know. I knew that I wanted to get this guy's heraldry as a certain one, so just do that. Don't worry about the rest of the details. Don't fret the details. You need to avoid analysis paralysis at any cost. Okay, and then let's go to this pure. Okay. We got like a belt and knife and shit like that. So let's do over here in metal corner. Let's get the old friends Les Bronze. What color is this sheath? Reddish. Then let's not do a reddish color for this one. Let's do a brown that's not reddish. Now mix it up. Now, the hardest thing about this is twisting this in my hand and not scuffing up the paint I've already done. The hardest part for me. We're getting to the point here that I like to call having confidence in your brush. And you start losing confidence in your brush when you start getting that little turn tip at the end, and you got to do weird calisthenics to get it to apply paint in a way and in a place where you want to. That's a frustrating part of it. Okay, it's gonna need the back of the seat there, and let's bring this up one little bit more. Oh, we gotta do reins also. Well, can we be lazy about it? Yeah, we can be lazy about it. Let's use this for reins. Back at the chair. We still have some of this? We do. I just don't want to bring it. I don't want to bring it out here, not because I don't want to use paint. I just don't want to waste time. All right. So we want to do a white horse. All right. Well, let's get a couple things out here. Way more eventual white. You have a large pile of old minifigs, 15mm packs that I picked up cheaply from a game shop that was closing in 1989. I've only ever painted about 1,000 of them. I have at least another 3,000 figures unpainted. Holy cow. Well, painting 1,000 of anything, that's a lot. That's a lot. Hobby shops were already closing in 1989. Yeah. Oh. Let's get the SS Camel Black out here, which is not black at all. She used that color a lot. It's one of the originals. This is the original paint. Probably a third of it still in there. All right. Let's move this guy out of the way. Too watery. I'd say my brush is too wet for that. Ah, snap. We didn't do the muzzle. Yeah, let's make the muzzle a little bit different in color as the base. How about that? All right, now back to where we were. Get some pure white here. Parts that look like they're popping out. And some hooves, and we got to do the tail. We got to do the tail. Let's do this. After I'm done with this guy, I think I've earned myself a Coke. A Coke Zero, I should say. Alright, where's that stoner gray, or whatever the hell that thing is. Here it is. Those 50 millimeters painted a year is 500, but that's after I retired. 500 a year, that's about a couple guys every day, average. Because you need some days off. Yeah, it's doable. Gotta be retired though. Gotta be retired for that. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. And the other side. I'd say this guy's done. Let's go grab a Coke. We earned it. So now there are two. I got to get rid of that shine. Both the same pose. Not on the same stand. So, next, I'm going to keep painting these Falcon figures. I got two more, then the rest of the guys are Essex. So both of these are the same pose as well. Okay. So one of them is going to be dominantly white. And I think I know what I'm going to do. Let me consult the oracle here. Okay. And then all right, we're going to do that guy. Now this guy has just a simple shield. A simple shield that almost looks like a Greek cross on it, but broken. What's this guy's name, supposedly? Mikolaj of Barocca. It's CA, so it's probably a soft sound. Borosha. That's going to be my guess. Okay. I do not want the entire thing being blue and then this tiny little thing in a corner. So how are we going to get away with doing that? Well, I will show you. I'm going to paint a little shield on there. So the knight is going to be, the trappings are going to be dominantly white. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get that out of our system. Let's get that out of our system. So let's go ahead and grab, we already have some white on here. Here's ivory. Ivory is really not that different. Pale sand doesn't cover worth a shit, so we're not going to use that. Dark sand. We're going to use that. Figure that much linen, it's unlikely it's going to be pristine white. That's my story. And this guy will have a dark horse underneath. And we're going to lighten this up with white. It's just we don't need to do it all the way here. What color is this over here? It's a gray. Hanging out in the wrong place, pal. Changed my mind. We're going to go with this color. Oh, this is the stone one. We ain't doing the stone. We're not using the stone or gray. Let's use this guy right here. Green gray. Best plan is to not have a plan. Just wing it. If you have things that are set in stone, then you just backing yourself into a corner. Jeez. Well, that's never happened before. Let's see. Oh, I thought I had a pair of pliers here. I guess I don't. You mother. All right. And we need some black. Black dries out really quick. Let's zoom this out a little bit. All right, paint everything back here in this gray color. Now, shield will not get the same treatment. Shield's actually going to be blue, and there's going to be a little fake shield here on the trappings too. Again, this is also a falcon figure. And I don't know if this particular pack came with two different poses, and this is the second pose. The first one being the two guys I just painted. Or this is a totally different pack that had only one pose in it, and it was this one. I'm really not sure. But regardless, we like to mix figures. And we're going to go ahead and paint his shield, because the mini shield down here is going to be the same thing as his actual shield there. Because I'm going to want to leave this color around his the faux shield that's on his trappings. And there's not much to it. It's just a bunch of straight lines. And I'm actually going to go ahead and do a little drawing of it down here, so I don't have to keep flipping between the things. But it's just a straight line. It's divided into fourths, so you got 1.5, and then the top half of that, and then one there. That's what it looks like. Let me get out of this screen. I don't know, this is on the shield, so I'll show you. And it's a blue background with the lines are in white. That's all it is. Okay. That's what we're doing. We'll try to use a different blue. Don't we have a super old school, like an ultramarines blue or something like that? We do, don't we? It's exactly what it is, ultramarines blue. Let's use this. Let's use this color. This thing is damn near full. Actually has a little bit of a smell. A thinner. Getting high on paint, folks. Hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's gonna happen. Let's see how close this stuff is. It's a little different. Let's get a little bit more out there. There we go. Bye-bye, Ultramarines Blue. I wish they still made that same paint. In great colors. If there's somebody I ordered stuff from that happened to have coat the arms, I'd pick up one here and there to kind of grow those. But the reality is, I don't need any paint. That's the reality. All right, let's do a couple different things here. First time, let's do a dark shade with this thing. Let's do a dark shade. Now, I don't want to put one on every corner, on every side, but I could. Honestly, it wouldn't be that bad. I could just put them on the backs, since the yellow and blue one has it only on the fronts, and the other one has it on every side. Okay? back there. Let's do a couple of these shields before we decide to do an all four, because it's kind of a basic looking shield. It's I don't nothing to be proud of is what comes to mind. You know, nothing exciting. Let's bring this up a little bit more. Nothing too terribly exciting. All right, now we'll go ahead and do the shield. So let's go grab something we have a lot of confidence in. Okay, so this is what our emblem looks like over here. So let's draw that center line first. Okay, and then bisect that. And then do a smaller one up here. And a halvesy over here. So that's what the emblem looks like. And it looks really, really basic. But that's the guy's symbol. Okay, let's repeat it over here, down here at the corner. I'm going to bisect it. Bisect that one. And we clean this up a little bit. This is just basically, you want to get the proportions right. I mean, hell, I don't even have to remix colors to clean it up. Just want to get the proportions. You want to get the middles where you need them to be. Okay. Now I'm going to look at it and see if I want to do another one at the front. I don't. I don't want to do 4 of them. It's like being proud of just a bunch of nothings. Okay. Time for bed. Okay. Good night. We'll see you in the morning. Morning. Okay. In Dirk. In Kevin, out Dirk. All right. Let's brighten these up with more white. And it's a lot easier if you're trying to make clean lines. It's a lot easier to go pull towards you when you're making the line. I've found. That's my preference. You take it one line at a time and then rotate this figure like you need to so that you're always pulling towards you. Seems to work a lot better for me. Getting a little bit of a fluffy at the end of this thing. It's really, really small. We're going to have to do some surgery to this thing. That's it. That's all it took. Getting a fluffy. All right, let's do the pure white. Let's not do that yet. Let's come in with this blue and clean up these areas. And let's add more of this blue. Okay. And we're going to highlight ever so slightly with white. Not that much though. Jeez. Chillax. Now we'll do the full white on. And then we'll show you what we got here. It's pretty basic looking. It's also almost transom window 30. It's the part of the morning where the light comes in through the transom window and it really throws everything off for me. You'd think more light is better. Well, that depends. There you go, Joe. About time you woke up. Night number 3. I know that many Polish consider themselves descended from Sarmatians. Historians won't have it, however. Why? Why won't the historians have it? It makes sense to me. Especially Poles if they don't wash. Because Sarmatians did not wash. I'm sorry, that's Scythians. These are also related to Sarmatians. Yeah. I don't see why historians won't have it. Why not? You and I could both be related from Sarmatians. Okay. Wouldn't be that outlandish. Historians won't have it. You know, historians change their mind about stuff. Can't walk on the street and say, "Oh, what's your background?" "Oh, my people came from Sarmatians." They don't know what the hell you're talking about. It still makes more sense than feathered dinosaurs. Sorry. And I'm talking about big dinosaurs that are feathered. I'm not talking about little ones. And I don't think I'm going to bring this all the way up to white, because there's no need to. Only put feathers on carnivores. Never seen feathers on sauropods. You're right about that. Okay, well, what do we have here? Stephen Girl series. Alans got as far as North Africa. They settled what became Spain for a while, so you, Tony, could have Sarmatian. It's likely. You too. I've been called worse. I've been called worse. I'd do one of those DNA studies, but they're not going to be specific enough to me. What if you're related to somebody you don't want to be related to? Maybe it's better not to know. Just what I need more armies to be interested in. No thanks. I think I'm gonna have to take a little break. Take a nap here for a second. Anyways, how long have we been on here? 2 hours and 2.5 hours, almost. Yeah, I got like 4 hours of sleep last night. So, anyhow, we'll shut this down and start processing that video. You guys can check that out later. It won't take long to process or upload, but then it's got to percolate there with the YouTube to make sure high definition is enabled. And check that out later today in about, I'm going to say 8 hours. You know, between the crunching, the uploading, and then the processing. 8 hours. So this afternoon it should be up. Check it out. And I've been tested. My family came from Bavaria, both maternal and paternal sides, which I already knew exactly. So what's it going to tell me? Stuff I already know. Rome put Sarmatians in Britain, so us English could be Sarmatians. Well, I'd be really surprised if there was English in me. Not that I have anything against being that. I just don't think that's very likely. Okay, check you guys out later, and check that out.